Hello, remote learners. This is Officer Waters here at the junior high, your school resource officer. I wanted to go over the sexting presentation for y'all at home that I did here on campus with the rest of the in-person students. Officer Champion and myself put together this presentation a couple months back, but we haven't been able to get it going. But now here we are. Mr. Motal is going to send you a link to a video to watch prior to starting the PowerPoint and presentation. If you would do that, I don't have a way to embed it with sound into the presentation. So that being said, here we go. Sexting. Sending, receiving, or forwarding of sexually explicit videos, photographs, images, or texts. That media that you send may include semi-nude or nude content, sexual comments, or memes. Doesn't have to show your face, doesn't have to show your whole body. It can include those listed items. Here's where the video would be normally played. So if you haven't watched it by this point in the presentation, go ahead and watch it on the link from Mr. Motal. If you have, we're going to keep moving on. Sexting. 1 in 7 teens sext. 1 in 4 teens receive sexually explicit messages. 70% of those receive them or send them to a girlfriend or a boyfriend. 17% that receive the messages share them with others, and a little more than half, 55% of those share messages with multiple people. That basically equates to, if you do the math, 20 out of 100, roughly 1/5, just a little less than 1/5. That's a lot. And that's a lot of times that image is being shared with multiple people. Sexting has emotional consequences. Embarrassment and humiliation. The embarrassment in facing your parents, your friends, your teachers, your family, because there's no guarantee that that photo is going to remain private if it's sent to a boyfriend or a girlfriend and the relationship ends, especially if it ends in bad terms, right? Guilt, shame, regret due to bullying or cyberbullying. Because once it starts to spread, some students may take it further and bully you for what's in the photo or for sending it, period, in the first place. Sadness due to loss of friends and from the negative attention you're going to get. If you've watched the video, you'll see that she's sitting alone in the cafeteria and everyone's kind of looking at her, talking about her. All of these things could eventually roll into depression, feelings of hopelessness, and may or may not cause suicidal ideations. Know of a story from training. A 13-year-old girl sent one photo to one boy, and now her parents travel the country and tell her story because of the bullying, cyberbullying, and basically all of the things on this list led to her taking her life at 13 years old because she sent one picture to one boy. Sexting has legal consequences, everyone. Technically, sexting is child pornography. They kind of lowered the level of offense back in 2014, 2012, since they didn't want to put teenagers in jail for second-degree felony for sending a picture to another teenager. But that being said, both the sender and receiver can be charged. The sender can be charged for distributing and possessing child pornography or the photo, and the receiver can be charged with receiving and possessing. Now, if you receive that photo and see what it is and delete it from your phone, then as the receiver, you have no part in it. You've deleted it and not saved it to your phone because you didn't want that photo. These things can lead to jail, probation, or worse if convicted. And you may have to register as a sex offender for the rest of your life, every 90 days to 6 months, at a police department of your jurisdiction that you live in, and verify your address and employment address for the rest of your life. There's investigators that go around doing compliance checks on sex offenders, and also they go around on Halloween and make sure the sex offenders don't have their porch lights on to attract the kids for candy. Your parents can also suffer legal consequences depending on how bad the investigation gets. If CPS gets involved, which is Child Protective Services here with the state, because this will follow you forever. If you're an athlete or an academic that's in honor classes and wants to go to a good college, if this investigation is conducted within the school, it's going to be in your disciplinary file, and colleges look at your disciplinary file and your grades when they're admitting you. And most schools probably wouldn't want someone with the integrity level such as this being admitted. It can affect your future employment and having to put it in a background check, in your personal history statement, and future family things and activities if you end up having to register as a sex offender. Sexual bullying and cyberbullying. You're going to experience peer pressure to share inappropriate photos, images, or written content, possibly from your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Hey, come on, send me a picture. It's only showing me a little bit. It's okay. I won't send it to anybody. Well, like the girl in the video, he did send it to someone. She trusted him not to send it or show it, and he did. Once you hit send, that picture's gone and you don't know where it goes. Sexting can ruin your reputation. People are going to judge you based on your behavior and what you've sent. Most people do. We all get judged in one way or another, whether it's right or wrong. It can ruin your reputation. The girl ended up sitting by herself at lunch because nobody wanted to be around her because she sent the picture and everyone saw it. Sexting can lead to cyberbullying. Some people are going to bully you, or could cyberbully you because of the pictures that you send and what's in them. Or they might change them, making fun of you to better themselves and make themselves think they're being funny. Leaked photos and videos can attract sexual predators and blackmail or sextortion. If those photos get shared on the wrong sites or shared with the wrong person, it might be found by a sexual predator or sex trafficking recruiter and they might reach out to try to contact you. Sextortion. I'm going to read the definition of sextortion. Sextortion is the practice of extorting money or sexual favors from someone by threatening to reveal evidence of their sexual activity. In other words, you've got one picture out there and somehow somebody finds out who it is. They might ask you for more pictures, threaten to send your picture out or post it in other places unless you send more pictures or unless you send them money. Now, 78% of those offenders, their primary goal is to obtain more explicit sexual content, so more pictures or videos from their victims. Child sex trafficking. Predators use that sextortion as a platform for sex trafficking. They try to lure the children by meeting their emotional and material needs after that child has estranged himself from their family because of all those emotional consequences and the guilt and the regret and the embarrassment. They will try to recruit you by getting you to send those pictures. And then once you've sent the pictures and they have them, they try to be your best friend and be the person that you can lean on and go to so that you trust them. And then you're trafficked into sex labor. No child is immune to becoming a victim. There's no race, no religion, no financial status, no geographic location that makes us or the children immune to becoming a victim. If the child is in the wrong place at the wrong time, these predators and traffickers could find you or find a picture of you and track you down and try to make you their victim. The Department of Justice defines sex trafficking as a recruitment, harboring, or transportation of a child under the age of 18 to perform a commercial sex act by force, fraud, or coercion. Sex labor. That's their goal, and that's what they want to do. And they are around. They try to recruit you and get into you. They use fake profiles on these social media sites to try to attract you and gain your trust. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children gives the average age range of victims as 8 to 17 years old. I don't know if any of you have an 8-year-old sibling, but that's kind of young. And I've got some other numbers that I'm going to give you in a second that might make you think a little bit more. The average age is 15. It's in the top end of that age range because there's more victims that are older in their teen years than younger, but there's enough victims in that younger side that that's the number they put in that age range. 4% of sextortion victims report to have engaged in self-harm, threatened, or attempted suicide. Now, a couple other numbers that I have. When I was doing research for this presentation, I found some numbers. There are 199,000 child sex trafficking victims a year, ranging in ages from 4 to 18 years old. 85% of those victims each year are from the United States of America. They're not smuggled in illegally. They're not illegal aliens. They are from America. That means roughly 160,000 to 170,000 victims are our children that are right here living in the country at home. That's very scary. Now, these scenarios we're looking at on this slide, yes, are the worst case scenario of what could potentially happen if your photo gets out there and gets shared by too many people and gets put in the wrong places. But I know stories of people that have been contacted by pedophiles and sex traffic recruiters trying to groom them and pull them away from their families. Respect yourself. Respect your body. Respect your peers. Respect your relationships with your friends and family, also your peers. Have enough respect for them that if you know of a friend that's been approached or asked or requested to send one of these photos, tell them, hey, don't do it. You're my friend and I care about you. That's not a good idea. Tell them to say no. Say no to inappropriate requests. It's not that hard. She said no in the video the first time and threw her phone back down and went back to her homework. It's not hard to say no. Respect yourself enough to say no. Say no online, on these Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all of these social media outlets, and say no in person if you're asked by your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And boys, don't think this presentation is just for girls, because by no means is it. There's boys that are victims too, and boys that send out pictures. Think about this. Internet is forever. Once you hit send, that picture is gone. You don't get to take it back. You don't get to delete it. You don't get it back. You have possession of what's on your phone, but once you hit send, it's in the World Wide Web and on that social media outlet, and whoever else you sent it to now has possession of that photo also. And you don't know what they're going to do with it. You don't. You don't know what they're going to do with it, and you don't know where it's going to end up. If there's anything that I can get y'all to realize from doing this presentation, because I care about you, I'm back in the schools, but because I want to be a positive mentor and role model, and I want to see y'all succeed and put a positive impact on this world. Because when I'm old, you're the future. Internet is forever. Once you hit send, it's gone. You don't get to take it back. Please think before you send if you're going to send a photo. If somebody has asked you to send a photo and you're actually considering it, it's not worth going through the pain of those emotional consequences, or what you may feel later down the road when you realize you've lost control over that photo and it was a mistake and you shouldn't have taken it. Please think before you send. If you have sent a photo or have considered or been bothered to send one, you have resources. Go to your parents. None of these people on this list, including myself as the school resource officer, are going to judge you for something you've done. We care about you. We want to help you. And we're going to try to protect you. Your parents love you dearly and want to protect you and give you the best life they can. If it's something that you don't want to talk to your parents about, go to the counselors. Miss McVan, Miss Presley. They're here on campus. And even for the remote students, they're here to talk if you need to talk to someone. Make an appointment to come talk to me. I'm not going to judge you. I will try my best to get you the resources to help you and just be an ear to listen when you need to talk. These are some websites that you can go to for some information. The missingkids.org is actually the website for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and that's where that video comes from, I believe. I'm here because I care about you. This presentation is near to my heart because I've been dealing with it a few cases since we came back to school. I want you to know that it's okay to say no and not send any photos. And please think before you hit send. Whether it's a photo, whether it's a statement, think about how it's going to affect you, your friends. How's it going to make you look? How's it going to make your friends feel? Even if it's not a sexting message, it's just something hurtful. Think before you send because you don't get to have it back. And if it's a picture, please know that once you put that out there, it's out there forever. Think before you send, students. I care about you.